Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the messenger, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs, to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello and welcome everyone to the 239th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace here on Tuesday, September 13th, 2022. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond and I'll be a host today, along with Mark and Elias, who are our co-hosts. And I believe the Universal Council is ready to present today's workshop. So let's get into it. I have a brand new presentation ready to go here. Let me just get that lined up properly. And there we go.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. This is Azza, UC support, Farsi, and today, Tuesday, like every Tuesday, the Universal Council and members of Knowledge Seeker Keshe Foundation and UC members support and core team, they gather here to bring the conditions that they try to change everything on this planet toward the world peace and one planet, one nation, one race. The Universal Council, with the wishes, according to what's going on at the moment on this planet, they, like a bullet point, they go to the center of the issue and penetrate the situation and actually divert the situation toward the goal of the Keshe Foundation, which is world peace. If anyone have played pool, you can see there is balls on the table and you're trying to get as many balls on in the hole, and you're hitting one, but you can actually affect a couple of things. So the Universal Council job is not to be distracted by so many distractions on this planet, but they have to know what is the main thing is happening. Because as we know, the Universal Council, each member, their soul is connected to the nation of the language. So when they make a wish, they wish is just like a laser point. It's very powerful. And if all of them at the same time, they're doing it, is no missing. For example, one of the conditions we see at the moment that they started a while ago, it was Ukraine and Russia. So actually, if you imagine you have a plasma center, which is one planet, one nation, one race, that's where we're going to go. And you see this condition, like a Ukraine and Russia condition. Actually, when with laser point wish you send, if you can imagine it, because it's a plasma, you send it to the center of the plasma of the war that's existing, you actually can divert that to your benefit to get to the plasma of the one planet, one nation, one race, if you can imagine it. So like any other condition, because here you're here to create conditions, because if you create conditions, there is no way you can miss. The same way you can create conditions in your own life. Because if you get to the individual level, if you speak about the individual person, everybody can have the life they want to have. It's just a matter of what is clutter your mind. Because God is only love and light. So what do you have in your mind? What is the belief system? What have you accumulated? When the mind is clear and sharp, just like a knife, you can cut through anything. And it's the same thing. So It's our job as a UC member here, Universal Council job is to make wishes actually penetrate to the core of the problem, not to go after situations that are all distraction. They're not the real matter, is not the truth. And at this point, we have a lot of them, but they shouldn't get lost in it. And in totality, they can change things very rapidly, and is in their hand, and they are responsible for bringing the peace, changing everything. Either, as Mr. Keshe says, the humanity is gonna come to love this knowledge because of its demise, or we start to enjoy it while the planet is still in one piece. We have only two ways to go. And I think the first way is much better, and that's is in the hand of Universal Council. I read the passage is on the screen, and then we can go on with the rest of today's Universal Council meeting. One planet, one nation, one race, for justice and world peace. Through the beauty of the soul of diversity of the languages spoken on planet Earth, all souls are as equal and all are as creators, as they are created in the image of the Creator. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear Azhar, for your beautiful and kind words. And salam, namaste, salute, my dear. And welcome, my beautiful souls. And this is about in the memory of Neil Howie, who passed away recently. A beautiful souls, a universal soul of knowledge, Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute. And anybody has to, I will read some message of condolence and love about Neil message by Dean Butler. I will see. A minute. Yes. Dean Butler. The lady from, yeah. Yes, there's a message, beautiful message from Dean Butler for Neil Howie and beautiful soul. Sincere condolences to Neil's family and friends with wishes for a beautiful onward position for the soul. With gratitude, thank you, Neil, for all your work and intentions, the knowledge shared with humanity and the family of Keshe. Thank you so much. And there's another by Emmanuel, another knowledge seeker who was part of the Keshe Foundation family, always will be the part of the family, has started a new life with the dimension of the soul. We give from our soul to elevate his soul. Bless you and thank you, Neil, from our heart for teaching and guiding us the art of filming. Thank you so much. Thank you, Emmanuel. So here we are. Anybody, my heart and soul, love and gratitude to Neil Howie for being with us, well, and will be always. Thank you, Neil, a beautiful soul you are. Thank you. And anybody else, any beautiful souls want to convey any message for Neil? Hello?
Yes, I'd like to say something.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
As a tribute to Neil, I read his document. He sent me a document. I think it was in June, actually, and I sent it to. He sent it to Mr. Keshe as well. This document was called "Observations and Results of 6 Years of Personal Experiments with Plasma Science." And I read that document in the 70th public meeting for Testimonials, which occurred yesterday. And that's recorded on live stream, so people can access it if they wish. There was a message from Lisa McDonald, who sent us the original notice of his passing. And she notes, we elevate his soul for the next journey. He was a very dear member of our Australian plasma team here at our Northern Rivers Plasma Group and in our KF community. He was a good and kind teacher who helped us to create programs, encouraging us to do better work, even when we knew we had a lot to learn. Thank you, Neil. Your soul is now flying free. That's from Lisa. And I've had various interactions with Neil over the years, and he's always been inspiring in terms of his experiments that he was doing and creating various health configurations and helping others. He was always interested in experiments to help others, and of course to try to help himself as well. And he had some issues, and he did get relief from them through the plasma technology. And I think eventually it was just time for him to pass and to find for his soul to find a better position. And I think he has no doubt found a better position on what we call the other side. And I think we have a friend of the knowledge seekers on the other side now, along with other knowledge seekers who have also passed. So thank you, Neil, for all the work you've done and for your presence on this planet. And we send your being away with good vibes and to elevate your soul. Okay. Is there anybody else that would like to say something? I just opened the chat up there for comments. You weren't able to make comments to everyone before, so people can make comments if they wish. And if any of our attendees would like to say anything, you can raise your virtual hand and we can allow you to speak. Okay, Dimitri put his hand up, so go ahead, Dimitri.
Thank you, Rick. Maybe we could just take 60 seconds for Neil and feed his soul from our totality of souls.
Sure, that would be a good idea. Okay, let's begin a minute of silence in memory of Neil Howe. We'll begin now. Okay, we're well into our minute here now, so let's continue.
Thank you. Thank you, all beautiful souls. As we are in the silence, I have seen a kind of, visualization that Neil, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him anywhere, even his photograph, but I can see him in these gardens that he was walking with other beautiful souls, and he's very happy, like that. We are here in this planet, uh, uh, in the services for humanity, and he is there now to help us all to get the relief, to understand. So thank you, my dear Neil, and all the tribute of all the flowers to you, of all the world. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful souls, for being present. And now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. Here are the wishes of the universal souls on behalf of all universal souls. So I will read the first wish, as wishes are always there. Without the wishes, we are not even living. So here are the wishes. We, the Universal Council, wish for the union and elevation of the souls in the universe. I am present. There, there is a there is another wishes. Another wishes. Yes. Mark, can you read the wishes with your beautiful and soulful voice, my dear Mark?
Sure.
Oh,
We,
thank you.
we, the Universal Council, wish through our heart and soul for all communities to activate and work together to become the creators of our new future.
I am present.
And of course, the new future comes with some new space technology, which we're all looking forward to being released by the Keshe Foundation. And I think this will attract many, many souls to come to the realization that we are one planet, we are one nation, and we are one race, and willing to join with the universal community and interact with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. That is the call. So we can go to the next. There is a wish, again, a wish, I think. Rick, can we go to the next slide? Yeah.
Yes, we're on the next slide now.
We, the Universal Council, wish through our heart and soul for the acceptance of plasma technology in exchange of peace, or in exchange for peace. I know that was Mr. Keshe's first proposal to the world governments. I can show the people on this planet how to feed themselves and generate their own energy at a very inexpensive cost. And the world governments declined Mr. Keshe. Maybe because they thought we weren't ready for it, or perhaps they will lose control. But the technology is in progress. It's being delivered. It's being shown in Linz, and it will revive. It will come to all of humanity for the elevation of their souls in the universe and the improvement of their life here in the physicality, as we heard in the bumper. If you can elevate these souls or millions of other souls by giving, then you're worthy, and make their life better on this planet, then you're worthy to be part of the universal community. And this is our wish. And thank you, Neil, for helping us to deliver this technology in whatever way, and how many souls or whatever souls you interacted with here in your time of physicality, let's say.
Mark, would you please read the wish again, and at the end of it, finish with our wish is our command, please, brother.
We, the Universal Council, wish through our heart and soul for the acceptance of the plasma technology in exchange for peace. Our wish is our command. And as I like to say, hear my command. Because we are creators. As we're made in the image of the Creator, so we can create. And we're creating through our wishes, through the Universal Council. Thank you, Dimitri.
We are present, my dear Mark. Thank you. Well, I also want to say that about the Creator. When we say the Creator, we say we suddenly change the condition that He is sitting in a higher realm. Most of us do that, you know, higher realm, and there's a even in the plasma field we see like that, you know. But then, where is the Creator? Why He has created us in His image? Because we are also the Creator, and He needs our creation. He needs our beauty and totality. Now, if you see, where is the need? There is the Creator. So, have you performed your services? Like you have helping an old man or a woman picking up his sticks and crossing the road, and he's smiling, and you can see the Creator smiling. And a poor man coming, begging from you. I have seen beggars, you know, they beg. The people eating food, they don't even understand that at least one portion of their food they can give them in a way, in physicality. And he sees, and we see that he's a beggar. But then the Creator sits in him and sees, are you at your services? Be kind, be the giver. So here sits the Creator. I have seen, in a way, when there are people suffering, I have seen in their eyes the Creator. So that was a moment. So and I understand that there are tears in my eyes, you know, and I thought even the Creator is crying, kind of that. He is so emotional. So in a way, I will say that if He has created us in His image, then the creation is the beauty and totality depends on us also. And that is the wish, and the wish is my command. That is the beauty of it. You know, it is in your command, and you can be the Creator always. And this helps the Creator to create again the new beauty and totality. There is no such thing as the Creator sits in a higher plane and everything is gone like magic, like you know. But we are the motor, you know. If the Creator is the soul, then we are the motor, and our soul, with our soul, our spirit is the motor. So this is how oneness works, you know, the equality works. As Marx says, this is how the one planet, one nation, oneness of a being, never separated, works. So thank you, Mark. Thank you. Rick, can we move to the next slide? Yes, there is another wish. Mark?
Yes. We, the Universal Council, wish through our heart and soul for the union and elevation for all souls in the universe. And we know the Creator is working on a special project where all things from the beginning of the creation will be able to move between the dimension of physicality and the dimension of energy, or the dimension of the Creator. And this is the beauty of this technology for all of creation, with the help of Mitra, of course, gathering the best of every soul that's ever been created to create this new soul of man. Maybe we call it the man of Mitra, which is a total giver, as we saw in the bumper, where Mr. Keshe was awarded the Li Fang Award. I think he was the first or second person outside of China to ever be given that award. And it's a very, that means you're a total giver. And as we know, this is what we're trying to become. The basically servants of all, wherever you see a need, wherever you are, that you can serve. And as we've heard, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. So thank you very much.
Mark, could you finish that wish the same as you did previously, please, brother?
Well, we, the Universal Council, and we're all Universal Council, wish through our heart and soul for the union and elevation for all souls in the universe. Our wish is our command. And we're just replicating what the universal community, how they work. And this is why we understand there's no war in space, because they create everything they need and they want from their wishes. So there's no reason to fight for anything. And that's why man has to come to this peaceful condition to be part of the universal community. We cannot go out there killing and eating other beings. And we'll start to feed on the energies. We already are feeding, let's say, on the energies of the universe, but we're just short a little bit, which causes us to do some very destructive things. And we don't want to take that understanding or ability out into the universe, because we'll probably meet a rather quick demise. So Mr. Keshe and the knowledge of the Keshe Foundation is creating this new ethos where we are serving the others rather than abusing them. On this planet, we see that the stronger eats the weaker. And that's been something that many people have repeated for many generations. We always hear the big fish eats the little fish. But in the universe, it's a totally different ethos, where the big fish feeds the little fish, or the stronger feeds the weaker. It's a totally different ethos than we're used to understanding, of getting and gathering for ourselves rather than distributing from our souls to the others. And of course, we're talking about the field dimension. As he said, you probably won't see a lot of physicality or anything written in space, but it'll all be the interaction of the fields. So we're learning about this process using the GANs and other reactors to try and not see the GANs material, but see the interaction of fields. And this is the way we work on the energy dimension. And of course, coming back into the physicality, now we'll be much more gentler and peaceful beings. And this applies to all the created things on this planet, whether it be the plants, the microbes, the animals, or what have you, and especially the people. But all souls, as we see, are created in the image of the Creator, and they all have the ability to elevate if we create the correct conditions. And that's what the Universal Council is trying to do on this planet, as is done before in the universe. This isn't the most difficult situation the universal community has ever faced, but we are quite stubborn. But I think, again, as Mr. Keshe said, and Azar brought forward, there's sort of two ways to go. But Mr. Keshe seems to think it'll come out of the fear of our own demise to accept this technology. And right now we're seeing quite a bit of upheaval and mayhem and food scarcity, energy scarcity. And of course, the Keshe Foundation has the technology, is on the table, and all the world governments have been offered this, where we don't have to go into the planet and take out the carbon fuels, or we don't have to raise so much food. We can learn to live a much better, a much healthier, a much longer life through the Keshe plasma technology, as I understand it. So thank you for listening.
Yes, my dear Mark, you are so true. You know, as you said, the interactions are very necessary. This time it is very, very necessary. Whatever emotion all have, they have to come in this point of peace and beauty, or I will say peace and love, as interactions are necessary, because if we don't do interactions, there will be no creation, not even a moment. If we create even a moment, a bubble of love, kindness, courage, that is the interaction done. So plasma believes or comes, or the fundamental plasma or the dynamic plasma interacts with each other and becoming like creation. So we are creating this transformation, and everybody should be connected in a way, interacting. Like without interacting, only depending that the person who is in action with you, or is in talking with you, or living with you, or whatever, is only telling you and telling you and explaining you every time, every moment, and you just listen and go away. This is not a sort of interaction. This is a sort of depleting and avoiding, ignoring, disrespectful, I will say, because we have done this, we have been through all this process. So, well, if we say that the interactions of the two is necessary, then all of us are the one and two and many. So the interaction will be always in peace. So as this is our nature, we don't fight. Even don't think about fighting. But what we see that we depend. We don't interact, we depend. That this knowledge will give us this and this and that. Or this is not true, but this is also not true. We have to interact with each other. So the interaction brings this moment of clarity, to bring this crystalline knowledge, to bring this mechanism, because this is a mechanism everybody has to operate in the level of their soul and heart and soul. So we can, if we say you help me, we can help, but it is you, me, and all of us that will do it. So this is the truthful and nature of this mechanism, and we are the creators. So this is the point key of all knowledge. Thank you so much, my dear Mark. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to. So we can go to the next slide. Here is the 1 minute of silence for the elevation of the souls, as we are doing the elevation of the souls in every way we are doing it. We are here present with the emotion of all that is love and peace, and we can see the whole world is elevating in a way. Even Mother Earth, I will say, the emotion is so much to do that, to do good, to good, or to do the services needed, and thus elevations are going on, and people don't even if want or don't want, elevation will be there, physicality or non-physicality, tangibility or non-tangibility, in a way. So for the elevation, this is the 1 minute of silence for the elevation of the soul of the 5+1 peace negotiators, the soul of the IAEA, the souls working for peace in Vienna, the soul of humanity, the souls of world leaders and religious leaders of planet Earth. There are much more development in the IAEA negotiations, and I will say in a way, the agreements are going forward, and there's no way you can escape these agreements for peace, and everybody is available for that, in very few moments, and this is our wish. So we will start our wish, the elevation from now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, beautiful souls, for being present with your beauty and totality, with your all love, kindness, courage. This is the virtue of the heart, my dear one. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. So we go to the next slide, my dear Rick.
And that will be my part. Hello, everyone.
Oh,
This is Jacco. You see Dutch. My theme today is unconditional love. And this unconditional love, I think, is the key to what we wish and what we are working for to reach that goal. And I was thinking about how we could do it. I had a hard time in my life, and in this hard time, a song guided me through. It gave me strength, and it really helped me to find a balance in a time where it was very turbulent and difficult for me. I was forced, due to circumstances, to split from my soul twin. And those who work with metals, they know that dividing of an alloy is something that is almost impossible. And it felt like that at that moment. So I would like to do something we didn't do before. I would like to put a link in the chat so that you can listen to this music yourself. The problem is, if we put it official on the net, then it is not allowed, but it is no problem if you listen it for yourself. So I would put it in the chat and ask you to listen to it. It is Dutch, it is not in English, but as we know, on the soul level, we feel, we don't understand immediately. Mr. Keshe had it in the last teachings. If you open your soul, then you become open to this field, and then we don't need exactly the words, but in the end I will translate it to you, so you don't only feel the music, you also understand the text. Rick, if it's possible, can you put it also on the live stream?
Yes, will do.
Thank you.
Just checking for sound.
Yes.
Rick, is your audio connected? We see your
I
mic.
think
There we go.
Mark, I think the idea was we're supposed to be playing that music during this time to listen to it, I believe.
Yes.
But Jacko, you should have let people know because
Yeah.
then we can play along with you a little better. I don't know if everyone got that.
Okay, it's over now. Anyway, it was I thought I told that the link was there to use to start, so everyone could listen. But okay.
Yeah, usually people listen to the links after the workshop, though. So I think that's what
I
you're
know.
used to.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, so
most
go
people
to
got
the
that.
translation, if that's okay. The song it really helped me out of the valley of tears, I can say. And the text is like follows: after a long fall, you will climb out of the valley again. Look forward for the time that is to come. How do you fill it in? You really have no clue. It will not always be like you wanted it to be. Your head is full of worries. They block you all the time. But don't forget, there's always a tomorrow, even after the longest night. So look up to the sun. Don't search for an answer. Let it go. Hold you tight on me. This road you go shows itself. It will lead you into your future. This cloud will pass by very soon. So that is the translation of this song. And yeah, I think even experiences that are heavy to go through, it helps us growing emotionally. And on the emotional side, it is so important that we open up. We heard it in the teachings last week. This is the key. Mr. Keshe opened up for this experience that we can share. And on our platform, the Universal Council, this is the key for, in my eyes, to open up and to let each other have the possibilities to connect together. And then we can share the wonderful unconditional love, soul to soul. So I hope a lot of you did click the link and listened, else I'm sorry. But if there are any questions to this, please ask. And else we go to the next slide. This is a recommendation I have. I will also put the link later in the chat. This is a movie that really touched my soul. We will not listen to it, we will not look it. It is for another time. It's about a little orphan. He is living in the 11th century and has also a difficult time. He has a lot of lusts, but also a lot of love. And it's about science, religion, and a lot of hope. And the story is really soul-touching. So I recommend you look at the chat. The problem is that it is only available on German, but I saw in Netflix or Amazon it is also possible to take a look. The name is The Physician. In German is the Der Medicus. And it's a real soul-touching movie. So it's just a recommendation. Okay, that was my part. Thank you. Next slide, please.
Thank you, Jacko. Thank you so much. Welcome, Stefania. Are you here, Stefania? Hello?
I think she just dropped out, Sweta, just about 2 minutes ago. She hasn't returned yet.
Thank you, Jaco, again for your beautiful and kind words. So beautiful. We will see the movie. So, yes, the orphan, that was so kind. And I will say that this is one city, one center, my dear. This is the oneness of every city that will be in this one city, one center, one city, one race, one nation, one planet. There will be cities of oneness, you know, and there will be oases of life and living. As there is the dome of peace, we always do that. And here are some all the sales that I will say mechanisms or the products that are in sale. You can go to the website and or can contact in sales at kfm.global, and we welcome kind-hearted donations. And I will say that be kind, my dear beautiful souls, and these donations will help more and more to, I apologize. So I will say thank you for bearing me. I mean, I apologize again. Um, there is so much noise in the house. So my and this is about the oneness of these cities, that we can also see them in hello. Well, I will say that these cities are already there, and we just have to go, you know, we just have to go. And this is the beauty of it. I apologize, my um, dogs are barking. But then, is Stefania here? Stefania? No, she's not here. Okay.
No, I don't see her yet.
Hello?
Yeah, I don't see
Yeah, it's okay,
Stefania
but
yet.
okay. I will say there's a little noise. I will say that every beautiful soul is welcome in these cities, I will say, as they are already there. This is not a way we see in this physicality, you know. This is not the way, this has been created for all beautiful souls, those who are open to this beauty and totality, you know. And well, if we say there are chaos, there are pain and suffering, yes, but then there is the creator in them. How could we see? How could we not see the beauty and totality? And we share and help each other in this way to create or make the way for the mechanisms to come. Money is not the matter. Energy is the matter. Transform the money you have in this beautiful energy, so that many will be benefited by this. So I will request for this. This is an humble request, and thank you for being here. Thank you in this one city, one center. And we cannot say the village, but we can say the cities. But these are not cities we have seen here. So these are cities, space cities, or cities of love and light. I will say like that, you know, soulfully. Thank you so much. Thank you, my dear Rick. I apologize, there are too much noise. Thank you. Can we go to the next slide, my dear Rick? Is there any Rick? Can we go to the back to the slide? I apologize, I forget to ask. Is there anybody want to share anything or ask or tell anything about this? Welcome, my dear one.
Yes, we see these units, Arizona and Tehran, connected to LINS. I think Mr. Keshe, at this point in time, is not going to be building the wellness centers, although we do see one, I think, in Uruguay and in Italy, or a string of the wellness centers. But I think he's extending LINS through the plasmatic fields using the satellite, using your soul as a satellite to extend the system from LINS. This is my understanding, at least at this point. Similar, as he said, what happened with Schindler, where he created passports for other people to pass through. So now, as we see LINS here, I think what's happening is the systems are being created, extensions of LINS, through certain souls that they're calling satellite souls in a way. And again, they're not above the planet, but they're right where you are, and you're allowing your soul to be used as some sort of extension of the LINS exhibition center. So since it was sort of blocked in the physicality, I know we were talking about 15 to 17 million per wellness center, perhaps until the world governments come along, that we will be using the satellite soul system until the time that they're developed in the physicality. This is just my understanding.
Yes, yes, my dear Mark, you are so true. As we are connecting this enhancement, this extension, of course, we are doing this in a universal way, you know, in a universal way. As we say that when we see these cities, or we can say the oasis, the dome of peace, in the dome of peace, are extension of what we see in the cities now. These are not like that, but these cities will provide the feeding and the feedback to all equally in the oneness, you know. Everybody will be there in the feeding and feeding back in the oneness, you know. That is the way of the universal unified field of the universal creator. So these cities will work like that. We are here in these societies, in these cities, with classified realms, levels, that a rich people is living here and a poor is living here, and this is living here. We forget about the knowledge we have from within. These cities will provide, I mean, these cities are there to provide this happiness to all that has never experienced before. So yes, we are the communicators, we are the way towards everything, towards them who need. So thank you, Mark, for sharing. Thank you so much. And anybody else want to say anything? Please, welcome. Hello, Marjorie, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we have
Oh.
a hand that just came up with Salamia, so maybe she can say something here.
Yeah, of course, of course. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, hello, everybody. Hello, my sweetest friend from Bharat, from India. Thank you, Rick. I'm happy always to be with all friends from Universal Council, because in this way we can co-create together. We can co-create the world which we wish it is possible. We are creator because we are part from the two rays or more rays of the creator. We are part from the creator and from Mitra, from both of them. So we can have a form and we can have a content. We can create a cup, and the content of this cup, with the help of our wishes and of our intention, universe is created just by these fields of our emotions of our intentions and of our wishes, which create a field. And universe is structured by fields, many fields, which correspond with many intentions, wishes. So fields of emotions. These emotions which create the link between the plasmatic invisible reality and the plasmatic visible tangible reality. Also, creator has emotion, and we communicate with the creator at the level of emotions. Emotion of environment is an emotion of God. God inform everything, create this morphogenetic field, I mean. And this morphogenetic field contain all potentialities. So we human beings, we are part of this morphogenetic field of men. And we have all possibilities and potentialities to create and co-create together with the creator and alone. Creator was able to, by words and by intention and by vibration and pulsation of the plasma, create everything material around us. And we have the noble mission to achieve and to develop this creation, what creator created. We have the noble mission to have a progressive, to have a development in the right direction of all these material realities which are around us. So we are like a God. We can create because we are created from the image from the image in the image of the God. We are the reflection of God. We have like God had, I mean, holographic principle in the living being means that we are a fractal of God. Between us and between God, we do not have difference because we are the reflection of the God. How is inside of us is also outside of us. And inside and outside is God. Everything what is on this world, totality, is the creator, is God. Creator and the feminine creative principle, which is Mitra, Shakti, Isis, and so on, all these goddesses, which are the peer of the creator, of magnetic and gravitational, of masculine and feminine. All these two senses which each other love, protect, and confirm. Creator, for his own confirmation, created Mitra. So in my acception, creator is both masculine and feminine, because we can drink water from a cup if we do not have cup, and we we can drink if we do not have their water. Water is the principle of creation and creativity. It's storing information. The molecule of water, it's a space of storing information. There is our memory. That's why we can, by our good intentions and feelings and wishes, we can restructure water, which maybe is not life water. I mean, living water would be a dead water. And with the help of plasma, I mean, our emotion and the intention, we structure the plasmatic water, and we can use this plasmatic water in agriculture, for our health, for environment, for cleaning environment, for balancing in general. On this planet, we have so much water. We are also water in a GANS, in the GANS stage or form of aggregation. And we can communicate at the water and plasma level with everything around us. We are water, we are air, we can communicate by air. We are ether, we can communicate by ether. We are plasma. So everything is connected, and our wish will be fulfilled, because this is a plan of God to make us to understand, to be conscious of our unity, of our totality. We are totality. The consequence of understanding of all this is a creation of the sustainable peace on this earth, on this blue planet. But first of all the people of the planet has to be aware of this truth, that we are interconnected in this big network of plasmas, this big network of field, totality field. Thank you. I'm sure our wish of peace and of creating totality at the soul level, unity of our humanity soul, and of the universe and unique soul, is fulfilled already. I send from my soul these informations, these emotions to all humanity. Thank you very much. Love to all of you.
Love to you too, my dear Salomia. Thank you so much. Thank you for your beautiful, beautiful words, beautiful explanation. Thank you so much for being present. Thank you. My dear Rick, can we go to the next slide? My dear Dean, there's a call. Can you hear me? Dean? Hello? Oh, maybe he's not. Hello, my dear Dean, can you hear me? Okay.
See that he's in as an attendee. I'll bring him in as a panelist, but he does have the microphone open as well, so, or available rather.
He's not available, my dear Rick?
His microphone is available, but I'm not sure if he's available.
Oh,
I'm trying to promote him into a panelist,
thank you,
but
thank you.
it's not going through right now.
Okay, okay, okay. Any beautiful soul want to present this? Beauty and totality for all that is, the dome of peace. Can any beautiful souls? Hello? Okay. Here is the call to all knowledge seekers, my dear beautiful souls. All knowledge seekers from all over the world. And let's create together the peace dome all over the planet. Use the plasma water from your cups of life, 1 and 2, to make the plasmatic spraying and the spraying and the spreading of your soul. That is so needed, so beautiful to do. And it is always at Sunday, 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. And we used to spray. I have sprayed with the Liliana Jefferson, and many of us are still spraying and spreading the soul. And because of this, see the dome of peace in a way with our heart and soul. And this is manifesting very soon. Well, I will say, I always say,
Hello, Sweta. I think we lost your voice there. Sorry, we can't hear you, Sweta. Sweta, you have a bandwidth connection problem there. You'll have to move to another location. I think she had to drop out. Well, she'll be back shortly.
yes, I'm back, my dear Rick.
Okay, much better.
Oh,
Whoops, lost you again there.
Lost me?
Yeah, try again.
Yes.
Just keep talking. Make sure it's okay.
Yes, I am talking and talking.
We hear you now. We hear you clearly.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my dear Rick. We can go to the next slide. And it's
sorry, you're breaking up again, Shweta. We couldn't clearly hear you there.
Inside again. Okay, I'm going inside again. Can you hear me now?
Yes, hello? Yes. Yep, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Now it's breaking up again.
Galip is ready to, or hello, Jaco?
Hello, Shweta.
Hello, Galip.
Hello,
Galip. Salam, namaste, salute, my dear.
Thank you.
Thank you for being
here.
Oh, thank you.
It's an honor. Please, thank you so much for inviting me again.
Oh, welcome, my dear, welcome.
Well, there was a few things it stuck to my mind. We were talking about us as humanity being the co-creators, and one of those things that we co-create is a society, and what's very important is our place in that society. I think I just wanted to touch upon this, and if there's any questions about the motion, I'll also go into that, if that's okay. Well, yeah, that's a very important thing. For example, what came to my mind is when you make a maggraph and you have 3 stackers, the point is that you put the one in the middle is the one that gains from both and also gives to both. It's the universal one between them. And that's also maybe if you consider yourself like that, when you try to connect to the soul of humanity, when the total soul, and you're surrounding your physicality like the other one, that's on the other side, you become like the one in the middle. So it's up to anyone for themselves if they want to go with this. We were saying that we create the society together, and when we realize this, if you want to, you can go on to realizing your part to different, your connection to different parts of this society in every moment. And it doesn't matter how you feel in this, it's the way you want to do it yourself. For example, if you're sitting in a, it's in the morning and you're walking to your work or your school and you're walking next to the trees, what part of this society are you feeling, and what does it mean to do that? And we know that our wish is our command, so our soul is always in a way attracted to what we wished. And if we see that according to our wish we manifest what is around us, if you have the highest wish, then heaven will be where you walk. In this way, maybe one more thing that's interesting. So when you wish something, that's what you get. So sometimes suddenly something happens that you cannot adjust to, maybe. For example, a very shocking situation, or someone next to you cannot adjust to it in the way he would have liked, or she. And that will have an effect on you as well, because however people around you are feeling, according to how much you've decided, will affect you, how much you've wished to. And if you notice the sudden change, maybe this is a beautiful opportunity to give again. It's a reminder, maybe. If you notice that you are becoming more taking, you are becoming gravitated to something and not giving, not magnetical in that sense. It's an opportunity to remind yourself. Sometimes we've had this at our school recently, that a very shocking, or in our 3D environment around us, something happened which doesn't happen always. So many souls were confronted with their reality to handle this in their reality. And well, we've been doing well. So, but it has been a lesson, and you're still, regardless of anything, of course, we're always grateful for the opportunity to give again. And I want to say one more thing, and that is, well, we are constantly manifesting, or we are getting, our soul is in the environment it wishes to be. So, well, what do we do in the night? Where do we wish to be? I'm sure many knowledge seekers have been having wonderful times and explorations. So it's up to you to do something with this time if you like. You can let it go with the flow, but maybe you see that what you want to achieve, and if you want to, there is a beautiful exercise Mr. Keshe talks about. He says, try to put a glass of water in front of you and bring your hand to it, almost to grab it, and right before your finger touches the glass, stop abruptly, and try to do this a few times in different speeds, maybe, or in different angles. Whatever you need to become more familiar with the emotion of desire and completion of desire. And as you get more familiar with this, you'll see what it means for you. I will see. And so on a last note, what do you need to confirm your existence? That is maybe one end of the scale that it will be easier to find this way, hopefully. And how might you be able to feel this when you dream, or about your moja and thought travels during the dream? It's, well, your dream time is the real time, and the waking world is the illusionary world. If I'm paraphrasing Sir Keshe, which he's saying something that many people have said before. And well, if you are able to discern and recognize and be easy with your observations about your completion of desire, your confirmation of your existence, this will extend to how your soul goes to another place during the sleep and how it comes back, what exactly happens. You'll start to understand that. Then please come to expand on this if you like to. Maybe this is for you an opportunity to, all that I've said has been in your manifestation now. Whichever you do, whatever it's gonna mean, in the coming times, we will understand as a totality, as all the souls together. And well, I'm here, I'm around. So if you want to ask any questions, all of the beautiful members of the Universal Council, please, or if you want something.
Hello, Galip. This is Chaco.
Hello, Jaco.
Hi. I think it's a very good item you brought, because if we connect not only 9 o'clock in the evening Central European time on the soul level, but we do it also in the sleep, then we can work a lot of more. And around the world, there's always someone sleeping. So that also would make the circle round to have always Universal Council members, supporters, knowledge seekers who are available on the soul level. And this way we, in fact, fulfill the wish of Mr. Keshe, not only on certain times, but around the clock. So I think that is a very good idea. And thank you very much.
We did have a, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to thank Jaco for putting it this way, which is so concise and so sweet to hear in a way. But please, Rick, go on.
I just wanted to say that we did have a question in the chat a few minutes ago from Diane. Maybe it'd be appropriate to ask it at this time. She's wondering about detachment and the 22nd commandment, which is about detachment. And her question is, how do we detach from our fields of physicality to be able to leave the planet? Do we need to attach to the universal fields? Or am I on the wrong track of understanding? Thank you.
If I may fill in my 2 cents, and then please expand on me. I would, first of all, I would say, be honest with yourself. That's how intimate can you be with yourself? I think that's one of the most important questions that pop up in my mind. Because a lot of the time we want something, but even our thoughts do not really reflect the desire. And So in a way, we are hiding it from ourselves, and we're not even aware of it at the first glance. Let's say you will be aware of it if you just thought for 1 second longer, maybe. So if you really are sincere with yourself, and from that point, wish it, wish what you really desire. And if you are, try to understand yourself, try to go deeper in what it is that you actually need, and be very sincere. That's the route that I am going at the moment. I've gone. You asked if we need to attach to the universal field. Well, before attaching, I would say we are connected to them, and there is indeed some order of fields that is being blocked out. If I'm correct, please correct me. That are deeper from, like, let's say, the galactic core, which we are able to entertain when we're in the flight enhancement units, for example. So if that is what you mean, I think the route to be able to do that is not trying to attach. So do not, then it's like as if you are not already from the beginning a part of it. Well, no, that's maybe a bit too harshly formulated. If you try to do it with a desire, with like a desperate need, with it from desperation, I think maybe that desperation comes from somewhere else, but maybe your soul is so sincerely attracted to wanting to do it that that it desires to do it. Well, Diane, thank you for bringing this up. It's a beautiful point. I would say, yeah, be honest with yourself. That's what I try to do, and that's what I can say.
Well, thank you.
I can confirm that very much, because in the system, when I went in the system in Linz, it was exactly this. You have to be honest with yourself. That is the first step, is the key, because if not, then, as Mr. Keshe explained, it is not possible to enter or to be or work in the fields. And as soon as you are in the fields, you're going to soul state. And like it is in the introduction of the Universal Council, or everything we're doing, everything the foundation is doing, is going from the physical state to the soul state. And maybe you remember last week I was talking about this solution thinking. The solution is to concentrate on the soul state, and all the devices, the magraphs, the flight systems, the mutation, transmutation systems, everything supports us to do this step into the fields. And then if the soul goes to this level, the physicality has to follow. There is no alternative. So the solution is in going step by step further in the direction we're going together, and then don't worry too much about the addiction from physicality, because I'm quite sure that that will solve or dissolve from itself as soon as we're on the soul level state.
Well, thank you. I'll think about everything. It's a lot to think about.
There's still the step of how do we get to that soul level state when we're in our physicality state.
Well, Rick, I can only say if you were in the system, it would be easier to explain.
Yes, but there's been many systems through history that don't require a system that you have to get into and go through that. So there's obviously a process that people can do to get themselves into that state. So
Definitely.
we could sort of look at that. I think we're on the right track with that idea of being honest with oneself. And if we extrapolate that a bit, we come to the idea of observing our physicality in an objective, impartial way. And if we can become that impartial, objective observer of our physicality, both the body, our mind, our thoughts, and emotions, to be able to actually observe them without reacting, then that gives us a big handle on getting into a higher state, because only our essence or our soul of physicality can be that, or maybe the soul of man can be that objective observer. So if we sort of pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps, as they say, and just go into that objective, impartial observation, and perhaps even combining with unconditional love, if you can muster that up. But even just the act of observation starts the process, that awakening process, that elevation process, in my experience at least. Okay, anybody else want to weigh in on that?
Well, I wanted to say thank you for putting it this easily, easy to understand. And well, what I mentioned before about when we do this every night in our dream, well, we can learn from that. We can learn from how our soul already does it from birth. And when we go on, because everything that you learn from that is so uniquely about you and your expression of the essence of love, this mitra, that whatever you do to expand it and serve this co-creation will be so available to all the souls, and which will bring the new cycle. Well, let's not say the new cycle, but will expand it. Will expand what is possible, and in a countless way, in an exponential way. So that's very, very exciting. So yeah, just to wrap up, like summarize, like be aware of what you exactly do. And well, if you view your day not just as from the morning when I wake up until when I sleep, and like if you have a planner or whatnot, or a diary, or like if you're constantly giving and taking, you're constantly in existence, in presence. So our day is not just in the more of like we just say, oh, we sleep 8 hours, but our day is this. No. Our day is everything. And maybe that's a little start to be more aware of exactly what you do during your sleep, and then from that learn from yourself, teach yourself.
And of course, in the last workshop, I think Rick asked a certain question around 2 hours and 33 minutes, if it was our physicality that was holding us back. And Mr. Keshe says, you already have it. It's you who've denied it, because we've prioritized the physicality more than we've prioritized the work of the soul. But we already all have it. It's us who've denied it, our capabilities.
So it's also our choice.
Of course.
And I think it is a really a wonderful idea, because during the day you have your physical life, the boss wants you to work and to be there, but in the nighttime it is yours, and the decision to choose what to do on soul level during the sleep is something the soul never sleeps. So we will not be more tired or suffering because of that. And I think it's a wonderful idea.
But we have also the option to be present during those times of our physicality, daytime life, or not be present and just have it mechanically just kind of flow through and without us even being present, because it just happens. We go to work, we do our work, we come home, we're too tired, we go to sleep, we go to work, whatever. We get into our habits, and sometimes we are basically walking asleep, and we can learn to wake up and be present during any physical activity if we are adept at it and can break away from that physicality mentality, which is so overwhelming during those daytime hours, especially.
I think
there
you're
is
right.
a possibility, because we have natural breaks where there's openings that we can get a handle on our walking sleep, you could call it. It does tend to happen with us as humans. There's so many things, so many interesting things to get involved in the world, right? That doesn't require our presence, really. And that's what we need to insert into the equation, is to be present with the physicality and whatever it happens to be doing, without necessarily having to interfere with it, but just to objectively observe it, because that act of objective observation does all the work for you. It'll change the physicality, it'll change everything around you if we are able to invoke our own presence in the moment, to be present in each moment, because it's very difficult to maintain that thread of pure presence.
To be aware.
In the midst of all the attractions of Disneyland of the world.
Yeah, our attention, like be careful where you point that thing, like where you point your attention.
Exactly. It's all about the attention, and where the attention goes, the energy flows, they say.
I guess, it's all about practice, I guess. Thank you.
So if it's true that where attention goes, the energy flows, that's how you direct the fields, is with your attention. So that's an important factor. If we can muster our attention and our presence at the same time, presence and attention to me are the two pillars of being aware and awake in our walking life, in our daytime life, to be able to insert our presence into that equation, into that creation. Otherwise, we can get very involved in things, thoughts and emotions, and all the physical activities are very compelling. But we can learn to observe ourselves. And that's the important thing, I think. And that's part of getting to know what's called knowing oneself. Okay, I think I'm done my little spiel. Anybody else like to say something? Thank you, Mashfaq. Good timing.
Yes, I would like to introduce children's perspective into this whole thing. You know, what Rick is saying is essentially the way children would think about it is like, let's go and do some daydreaming. And that means, we are going into the soul state. So do we have to learn this thing? As children, we naturally did it, all of us, in one way or another, in our own unique style. We all have done it. But how did we forget? That's where Rick's observation come into effect. Essentially, we know it, but for some reason, we're made to forget this natural ability we all have. So in that sense, it's not really that hard. It's built into us. The only thing that we, being exposed to worldly things, or the things of physicality as it exists in this sort of slightly defective reality, it's kind of seeped into us, and slowly, I mean, we lost. We didn't quite lose it. It's there. Sometimes even when we sleep, obviously we go to it full time, I guess. And there are many techniques available to do this, but in my mind, the easiest technique is to think as a little girl or a little boy. And plus the experience and all the years of experience as an adult, and put it in kind of like in the background, and give our natural ability as a child or a teenager to do all of these things. And so this is where, I mean, our natural ability and the thing that, the natural ability is the ability to be present, as Rick was saying, and the other natural ability is to observe it. And observe that, well, this is coming in. Okay, let's go back into our daydreaming. So, I clearly remember, things when I was in school, teacher was droning, and who would I could not, for the most part, I could not follow teachers very well, because they were going in such a pace which was not the way I think. So I would go into daydreaming. This was one of my favorite things to do. And actually, even at that age, I mean, I actually used it for certain things, not everything, in certain areas, and in my studies. So I studied very little as a result, because going into daydreaming actually it's easier to absorb material very fast. So anyway, I'm just giving you an example that worked for me when I was young. And, but in the middle, it was not as effective. But I mean, later on, things got better as I start to bring observation presence, as Rick pointed out. But the interesting thing is that it's easy, because we all have done it for years. We may not have acknowledged it, but it's there. So that's it. So it's a kind of like a different, lighthearted approach to the whole thing.
You know why we didn't do it anymore? The teacher in school, he wrote in the end of the first year in primary school, I should not look so much outside. Although nature was very beautiful, I should be attending at school. And the moment you said it, it is exactly it. It was so beautiful to have these daydreams, to be in this state. And yeah, why did we listen? Why did we let it switch off? And as everything, if we put our wish on it, then we can change that again. So I will practice, definitely. Thank you, Moshfek.
Thank you, Moshfik. Thank you so much. We are full of daydreamers. We are daydreamers. Yes, indeed. So that is the beauty. And here, as Galib said about this desire, or the whole night, like that, the moment of intensity of love, or we can say, even we can use the word, the gravity of the situation, like that. I wanted to share one story about this is not a story, this is reality. I want to share that when the soul doesn't every time depends on this physicality, and the soul spreads in a way even to fulfill the need that is needed at that time. So here I will share some experience of my childhood. As Moshfik said, yes, we were in the school like a trap, and a strict teacher with a scale telling us this is what you have to do. But we are looking around the windows, seeing people walking by and see the vendors, the beautiful garden and all. That is the way we have grown up and received so much love from the nature we are. So here when my father, I was I was a kid that time, and my father has a friend, and father has a friend, and his name is Ashim Chakraborty. He was from a Bengali family too. And when here in India and where I live, we used to celebrate this goddess and all. And what happened is, he was an engineer too, my father's friend, and they work in the Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, a BHEL, a private limited company. And what happened is, my father was a very my father was a learned person and very traditional also. He loves his culture, the wearing of the kurta and dhoti here as we wear in India, the pajamas and the kurtas and all. And he is very indulged in the theaters, music, tabla, sitar and all. We have grown up with this. And this friend of my father, he came studied from abroad. Well, abroad studying is very respectful here. When people study here in India, they don't respect them. But when they come from America or Europe like that, they respect them, and there is an overwhelming respect, and they get the job in a click of a moment. This man, Mukherjee, he was my, I used to call him uncle. The kids of the kids are very we are friends with the kids of the uncle. And the uncle was very strict and kind of a Western pattern of living and strict rules and nuclear family. And we are used to be the kind of, every time people visit us, and they're a kind of joint family feeling. But the uncle was very strict about this family matters. He just disciplined their kids, and the kids are so in pain. They doesn't even feel the love the father and the mother giving. He was so strict that even when his mother or his mother-in-law comes, he just don't try to introduce much about them. They take them to the old lady community, old lady group. They deserve that, like that. He's like kind of a West concept people. And then one day what happened is, and he just have an ego kind of thing, that my kids are special and I am from abroad and all. And then he was a very good friend of my father too. And what happened is, one day he was in the BHEL company. They used to build these big hydraulic machines. And when one day he was up in this hydraulic machine checking it, he just fell accidentally. Well, he just fell fell in the floor. It is about 3 or 4 storied hydraulic machine, and he fell down. And and what happened is, his brain comes out of his skull, and then the chaos, and everybody thought then he's dead, spot dead. But then he was alive. That is the strangest thing. We heard that we were so fearful at that time, that he was alive and he was taken to the hospital. He was in a coma, complete coma, and his brain was working. And in 1 month, his brain just came down to its own shape, and they just 1 month, 1.5 months taken, he was in coma, and the brain comes in his own original size, and they operated on him, and he was back in his conscious. And when he came to consciousness, he was a very changed man, like he want to feel everything. He want to feel the poetry my father and his friends used to recite, or the tabla and the sitar, the music. He just said, Dulal, could you tell me, how could you manage this music? How could you, can you take me in your theater? Even his dresses he wanted. And the kids are so happy then. And my father never asked me, but he knows that there's a change. When he was in the coma, the soul protected him. The soul protected the physicality, even the physicality was not moving. And in this physicality, we are just waiting. All of the people just say, oh God, he's going to die. There is no movement. There is no movement. But there is the movement of the soul. Was so, well, I will say so much in strength that he was walking spiritually with the soul. And he understood what actually he is. Even he was strict in the physicality at that time before the accident. He was like, from inside, he was not like that. So when we say that the Moshan, or the us, the I from within is always, like ready to enhance, ready to do, ready to perform the way of love. But what we do is we take it to be granted. The feelings come, the emotion comes, we don't care about that. We just go what other society tells us. We depend on that. That this man is buying a dining table, I have to buy a dining table too, a 4-chair, a 5-chair, a 6-chair, like that. This is going up and up and up. And now these dining tables are like trash. These homes are like trash. People don't want to live in their homes anymore. They are so in emotional damage they are in. So I will say that in the unconscious way, well, I will say, I will compare it with the night of the beautiful flowers. He was in the night of the beautiful flowers with all the souls, and they helped him to understand the relationship of love with each other. In the consciousness, he was not able to do that. In the conscious mind, he just taking other decision, other way of life, other who is what that man is doing. And this is the society. I came from abroad. I am a very useful and valuable man, like that. So everybody has to pamper me. But then when he came back from this deep, deep night of love and unconsciousness, the physicality is so much graceful that when he wore the traditional kurta and dhoti from India, he was so pleased, and all of us are happy. And even his kids are so, I have seen them so much happy. And he comes frequently in our house with the family, even with his mother, because he was not with his mother every time. He preferred before the consciousness, before the accident, her mother with the old lady group. So now he takes her mother in all families. And that is the big change, my father and we have understood that. And because of the change of his consciousness or physicality or heart and soul, he turned the way of their children, all the way with their relatives, all the way with the family, neighbors, his conduct, and everybody changed with him. So this is what, in the way the soul, as we say, spread the soul, and the soul spreads. There are so many, well, I will say now, these are stories for us, but this has happened in reality. So this is the way I wanted to share, Galib, Moshfik, Rick. Thank you, Diane. Beautiful words you have said. And this is the way we do, when we say soulful, we can see the soul working in a way. I have seen this man in a coma for 1.5 months, and this brain was just sprouted outside. And just little by little, day by day, the brain comes to its original size. It is outstanding to see this moments. And he came back to consciousness, and he was a different man, and the whole condition has changed. So if we are the transmitter, the enhancer, the mechanism waits for us. Any mechanism, anywhere, mechanism waits for us, and we go there, we enhance, like that. Even talking about this knowledge, giving the Gans water to the people, is so much soulful that even they are not talking too much to me. I'm sorry, talking too much to me, but they, in the eye, I can see the appreciation, what I do. Thank you so much. Thank you, my dear ones. Thank you.
Okay, I think we can move to the next position. Is that true?
Yes, yes. If there is no, yes. This is about the bringing the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace, my dear ones. Thank you. And I welcome everybody, every beautiful souls to be here. Thank you. With your sharing, with your love.
We hear some souls in the background that want to be here, I think.
Yes, see, there are 5 dogs in my house. One of them is always shouting. I apologize. My dear beautiful souls, they are. Indeed, indeed, my dear.
Okay, does anyone have anything they would like to bring up about the needs and wishes from your community, or some something, some subject or topic you'd like to bring into play here?
Yes, hello to everyone. Here's Andreas speaking. Universal Council support member for the German-speaking region. And I wanted to add something to the One City, One Center project, where it was discussed that we are also part everywhere over the planet or in the universe, and we unite us as all souls. And I believe Mark mentioned then that it will be possible that we all can go from the creator to the physicality, like it is Mitra, the behavior towards the physicality. And now we have also the satellite project. And what I wanted to mention and to say, and also to invite all people around the world to come physically to Linz, even if we work on soul level together, because Mr. Keshe and the team is adjusting the system. And the more cultures we are there, the more nations come to there, the more the system gets fed with the different field strengths and understandings. And as we spoke about that from the Linz Center, it's a beginning, and all other centers, even if that are souls, gets connected to it. And it's important to support the work of Mr. Keshe and the team, just to make the research and the further developments till we come, so that we can come as fast as possible to the position that the whole planet and the whole universe is part of this strong fields. And of course, on the other side, it's not only help to Mr. Keshe and the team. Of course, everyone is their own captain and can make his own experiences there. Yeah, and so I just want to invite everyone from the whole world today to there. And I have also an example what we did in the German-speaking community. We made a donation action where people who have more money or money to give can donate for people who have no money out of the German-speaking region. And so it was possible already that somebody out of the German-speaking community who had absolutely no money is able to make a flight in Linz. And also we are near a second ticket, but this time it's the transmutation ticket. And also 9% of the donations are here for the Universal Council. So, and we started with this project in the public meetings, what we do in the German region. And out of a surprise, somebody donated one ticket for the Universal Council. And so there's one ticket for the Universal Council here, and the Universal Council can decide on its own who will take this ticket. And then it happened that the other one was not able to make the flight in Linz because of his implants. And so there was a further ticket available for people who have no money. And yeah, so it's a suggestion for all language groups to do something like that. It's from the language groups, for the language groups itself, such donations. So it's not the Keshe Foundation donation action, it's from the language group itself. And like it is every time, as soon as you start something and you keep on doing it, suddenly new things come to it, and love somehow is helping. And so every language group can work, and people from all over the world could come to the flight to Linz and help to develop it forward and faster forward till our wishes are fully completed. Thank you very much. And if somebody has some questions, please feel free to ask. But I think it's hopefully explained well. So thank you very much for the whole teaching today and for your being.
Thank
This
you,
is
my dear
Martin.
Andreas. Yeah.
I would like to add a little bit here. So this is a very, so the German community has set up a very good example of how the wish and the love come together. And it's I mean, in this case, its manifestation is a ticket, but there in future rules we are sure to see other manifestation. And as soul level engages with the physicality, so the these are encouragement and things from which we learn. Not so much reading something, or it's through the action of this community, the German community, that the world community, the one nation, one planet is benefit. So those who go to Linz and those who contribute the funds, they're all working together. The goal is the same, and the love and the wish is the same. And having such examples is, some of us have difficulty adjusting to this new reality, or take a certain amount of time because of our, various preoccupation that we have developed over time. But the nice thing is that from this example, we know how this love and fulfillment of wish, involving both soul and the physicality, feels. And we can do more of it, right? Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Moshfik. Thank you so much for your words of beauty and love. And thank you, Andreas, for the information. And this is the information. The ticket is available. So the tickets are available. Anybody wants to, well, have this journey, as we are all in the journey, we are welcome all of you as Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute is all for all of us, is the love we are. So you are all welcome, those who want to go to Linz. And as Moshfik said, many things are coming more very soon, and we all will be there in a way, as you know, as a kind of work we have to do for the whole humanity now. So thank you for the information, Andreas. And this is the way things goes, you know, the way to the waters. So, and the way of the hearts too. So anybody wants to share anything more? Please do, welcome. Yeah.
I just wanted to say that I've been recently involved with setting up a company, a nonprofit company here in Canada, to promote the Keshe technology by sending members of this nonprofit to sponsor them, to send them to Linz, for example, to experience the plasma technology and to take part in the you know, the special things that are going on in Linz. And it's the name of the company is the Compassionate Action Society. And I have a friend that's asked me to set it up for her. And when it gets fully operating in the next couple of months, then we'll make an announcement. And it's designed to be a company that takes funds and disperses it to others that are in need, for those that are have shown a desire to work with the plasma technology and the inclination, and they, you know, have a strong wish to be there. Then this will be a way to facilitate others, and perhaps inspire others to set up such companies as well, that can be the dispersal place for taking in a major donation, for example, or perhaps you have access to a trust or some other nonprofit funds, and you have to, you know, that's part of what nonprofits do. They disperse funds for various activities. So this is a good way to help get more of a cross section of people from all over the planet to make it to Linz. So when we get more information on that over the next month or two, I'll let people know more about it. But I just wanted to say that this is a positive action that people can take. Set up a nonprofit and have a specifics written in the bylaws that that's what you do, is disperse funds for promoting plasma technology. So seemed like an appropriate time to say something about that, seeing that that's what's
yes. Oh, it's a beautiful news, Rick. It's, well, it's a very beautiful, it's a very beautiful message you have said just I wish for that, you know, like people like us, or common people. It is so beautiful, beautiful news for them. And I say this is what we wanted always, to be together, getting close more. And anybody have any question about this, as what information Rick has just presented? It's beautiful, Rick. Thank you.
Beautiful, Rick. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Well, it's like waiting for the train, and the train has came. You know, it's so close that it's in a high speed, and if we see the train still, see the train is still, but it's moving so fast. You know. So thank you, Rick, my dear. Thank you so much.
Okay, we had a hand up, but I'm not sure. Was that Jefferson or who? Somebody had
Hello,
a hand
Rick.
up and it went down. Hi, Jefferson.
Oh, hello, Rick. Hello, everyone. Universal Council members, supporters. This is Jefferson Rodriguez from Brazil. And in this subject, I'd like to add, when Mr. Keshe made a request for some people to go to LINS, knowledge seekers, and to participate to the flight experience, we created in our group, in the Telegram group, a movement to raise funds to make it possible for at least one knowledge seeker to go to LINS. In our group, we have more than 12,000 members, but the group that we create, only 20 or 30 persons or people joined to participate in this effort. But it was amazing. In a couple of weeks, we rose the fund. Everybody donated what they wanted to donate in terms of support and incentive and money itself. So we had the Dr. Claudia that was intending to go, but she had not the total amount of it, so we sponsored her. And as she could not go alone, we joined another friend, Josepha. That's an amazing knowledge seeker as well. Helps a lot of people here. So we rose the fund for the round trip, everything. And they went to LINS and they brought their experience. So they are amazing knowledge seekers, beautiful souls. And when we do as you're doing, Rick, with the true intention of helping without waiting anything back, not expecting anything back, many of us open from others things to do or to take or to buy or even selling things to raise the funds to make it through. And we got it in 2 weeks. It was amazing. And as I think when we join, we don't need so much souls, but the intentions make everything happen in a good way. They made a very amazing experience. I think they could help the system in the way as Mr. Keshe proposed, having some people from everywhere from the world to bring the soul of the language with them. And it was amazing how things happen, only from our intentions. Of course, we helped financially, but that was not the aiming. The aiming was really participate as a request of Mr. Keshe. And to elevate the soul of all the 12,000 or the whole community, the whole language from our country. So that's how I'd like to share with you all. It was amazing, as Andrea said, it's a very nice idea. So we can, if you cannot go, but we can support someone to go. It's amazing. It's the same to be there because we are connected to the fields. So that's how I'd like to share with you all and say thank you. Always wonderful to be with all everywhere. And that's it. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Shweta. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, my dear Jefferson.
Thank you.
It is always wonderful to be with you too. Thank you, my dear, for sharing this beautiful message. Thank you. And for now, I just feeling that more everybody's going to Lynn's. Thank you, Jefferson. This is the awakening of the emotion that before that it was so hard to even think, but then it is here. Thank you so much. Anybody else want to share anything?
There was a comment from, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Rick, it's Dean. Sorry for jumping in. Sweta, sorry I didn't come in earlier. I was driving and I was in a situation where I couldn't actually, I needed to keep driving. Rick, is it okay to say something?
It's okay. Oh, of course, yes. Yes, my dear Dean.
So, Jefferson, thank you so much for what you've just said, Rick, and everything that obviously this company, this situation you're setting up sounds very beautiful, and I wish it to be a great success for all the knowledge seekers and everybody that participates and is part of this. Jefferson, you made a great point there where the two people that came, Joseph, is it Josepha and Claudia? I met them. They're very beautiful knowledge seekers from Brazil. I know Josepha, he's in the matter state condition of traveling from point A to point B. So from wherever he was in Brazil to get into Linz, I think it took him 6 days, 5 or 6 days of continuous traveling. He was doing it by every means possible, I should think. And so in the matter state, it was a very tedious, well, I'm sure it was a very exciting journey, but a very long process for him to get from point A to point B. And so his dedication and his sole attribute of bringing him forward to actually participate and be present in Linz is quite something special. And I'd like to thank him for that. Both of them, they were very, as I said, both of them were very beautiful knowledge seekers, and I know they had wonderful experiences. And I know the Brazilian community is very beautiful, and they share openly, completely across all the nations, constantly, as all the knowledge seekers do in each and every moment. And it's wonderful to experience that from each and every person. So that's kind of what I wanted to say, Sweta, for today. I don't know if there's anything else to bring up, but at the moment that was it really. It was just to say the diversity and beauty of many souls in all across the planet coming together, being present, having an experience, a flight experience. We know as a soul, we enjoy our physicalities and we can be present in each and every moment. As Rick was saying earlier on, we get entangled in all these many processes that are happening on the planet, and we understand that. And it takes a considerable amount of energy and all sorts of field strength to be able to move from any position anywhere. And it's also the intention and the thought, obviously, as we all know, that sets the position, the time and place. So and for each and every one of us, that changes constantly with, as described, with the emotions and with our intentions and the interactions we have in each and every moment in the environment that we are present within. And it constantly fluctuates and changes, and other fields come in, mingle with the fields that all around us, and then they can change their field strength completely. However, being consciously aware of this, you can, as spoken about by others today, you can create a situation around you that is beneficial to all the beings, all the souls present, as well as yourself. So thank you very much. Thank you for listening. I think that's about all I need to say today. But thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Dean.
Yeah, we do need to wrap up here soon because it's
Yes.
2.5 hours. I would like to say a comment from Hassan in the YouTube, who had some advice about going to travel in our travels. He says, we think too much, we go less. We have to trust, practice, and just decide to choose our destination. Detach from thoughts and go more for the feel. I practice by talking to every so-called thing. Thank you, Hassan.
Thank you, Hassan. Thank you so much. We now, Eric, we can go to the next slide.
Okay. Still there, Sweta?
Hello, can you hear me, Rick?
Yes,
Hello?
we hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here is the words: we are here to serve, the key, not to be served, the universal council. Thank you so much, my dear one. And this is before wrapping the One Planet, One Race, One Nation for Justice and World Peace. It's my tribute to, from my heart and soul, to Neil Howie, to be here always with us forever. And we with respect, we give all the love to you forever, my dear Neil. Be always with us. Thank you so much. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls. Welcome, welcome to Suswagatam to Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. Welcome to the beautiful energy of knowledge seekers, truth seekers, universal souls. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute.
Okay, I think that wraps up today's program with the One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace, 239th, today on Tuesday, September 13th, 2022. I think we have, actually have a background for Marie's thing. Here it is, the TV Galactica. We keep forgetting to show that at this point. I believe we have a TV Galactica Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. Central European Time with Marie. And that's found on the YouTube channel TV Galactica, as well as Facebook TV Galactica can be accessed, I believe. That'll be in Portuguese, I believe, with simultaneous translation in English. Okay, and back to our previous programming. Okay, is there any other announcements? Shall we wrap for today and get into our dance music to end the show?
Yes, my dear Rick, there is an announcement. Rap, rap, rap with a dance. This is the announcement. Thank you. Rap, rap. Clap, clap, and dance.
But I likes this part very much, where we have the flight enhancement spaceship unit music version.
Yeah, of course.
We
Yes.
made that a tradition here, and that's how we'll end our show today. Thank you, everybody, for attending today. Wonderful show, lots of interactions, and we'll see you in the next public teaching workshop, which is actually the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, coming up Wednesday, starting at 7 a.m. Central European Time. And we used to go for several hours of various topics, and people are welcome to join in, whether you're a newcomer to the plasma technology or a bit of an old timer like myself. Anyway, let's go out with some dancing and clapping, and bye for now, everyone.